folks. It may be Good Friday, but the business world is not taking a day off, and neither is Fox Business. Can this man stop rising oil prices? President Obama hopes so. He's asked U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder to look into the high price of crude. But after years of investigations, will we learn anything new? And could gas prices hit $6 a gallon by this summer? That's the latest forecast. We're going to tell you how drivers in Oklahoma are running on empty, literally. Can the bunny save retail? The Easter holiday bringing shoppers to the mall, but which retailers will be big winners after consumers fill up their baskets? We've got some stocks to watch for you. Royal wedding, ka-ching. With 1 week to go, we're going to show you how Will and Kate's big day means princely profits for one business right here in the United States. Hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl Casoni, and joining me for the hour today, Jim Frischling, co-founder and president of NewOak's Capital, and FoxBusiness.com's Dunstan Pryal.
We have it within our power to bring more into the marketplace here in the United States, to put more people to work, to have more energy security than we have. We can partner with Canada. We can get that pipeline built. We need policy that supports these things, and we don't have it.
Yeah, I was going to add, I think the demand, the demand component of the equation clearly is up. And then you have Saudi coming out, I believe, this morning, talking about increasing its capacity to about 9 million barrels a day. So I do think that feeds a little bit into the story of the demand right now outpacing the supply. And Saudi's talking about doing this primarily because of the disruption in Libya. So while I'm not going to remove the speculators from the equation remotely, I do think clearly China, the U.S., India, the demand for oil is incredibly high right now.
And let me take that to Rich Edson here, because Rich, he's bringing up a really good point about global demand, and that is something that Eric Holder is going to have to address if this investigation goes forward, or whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we still need oil in this country. The president's not willing to go down to the Gulf. They have done nothing but sit on these leases for deep water rigs. So, again, I go back to Rich. What do they think they're going to find here?
And that's the issue, you know, especially when you consider a number of these agencies are already working on this and in part have been established to do this, not specifically for oil markets, but for markets in general, the CFTC, the SEC. And when you look at broader energy policy in this country, we really haven't had much in the way of a concerted force forward coming from Congress to deal with this. It's a long-term issue. It's a long-term problem. It's not getting any easier. And right now, especially with a divided government, there's really no way forward that's moving itself from Congress or through the Congress or coming from the administration. The president wants to invest in alternatives. Republicans want to open up not only more oil drilling offshore, but some shale out west and some other sources. And right now, it's just stalemate.
Which is fair, Dunstan. I want to bring this up to you. I know you have a question, but that's fair. If you look at refinery production capacity, all of it is up for the month of March.
Yeah.
So we do need more oil. We do need more gasoline in this country.
Listen, I've been on, and let's not discount the speculation theme. I have very good sources, people I've dealt with for years, who apply anywhere from a $5 to $25 a barrel because of the role of speculators. That said, it's not illegal to hedge against inflation, which is what speculators do. I want to pound on the political theme a little bit, though. This is an election year, and we need to find a boogeyman for why gas is $4 a gallon. Gas at $4 a gallon is one of the most regressive taxes out there. It's a lot more expensive to the single mom in Oklahoma, as we're going to find out, than it is to Jamie Dimon for $4 a gallon. The president is trying to address that.
I've had this argument with James Frischling, with Bart Chilton over and over, because I know he's talking about the markets, but at the same time, look, everybody has to hedge their bets. McDonald's has to hedge their bets with how much food they're going to have to go after. Airlines have to hedge their bets how much jet fuel they're going to need. So this is what you do. You have to anticipate demand. I mean, this is what we run on fuel. We run on oil.
Absolutely.
Why is that evil?
It's to a certain extent. I don't think it's evil. I mean, given the trouble, the turmoil in the Middle East, it is a safe bet to think prices will go up. So or could go up. And you're right. The fact is, we are now in the spring months. What's going to happen when we move to the summer months, when driving becomes even, I guess, more important to people? And look, getting to work is not going to change. So the consumer represents 70% in terms of the U.S. economy, and they're spending more money on gas, and we also know they're spending more money on food prices, but let's focus on gas right now. That means they're going to spend less money on other things.
Speculators are an easy target.
They are an easy target, but this is not a simplistic argument, Rayola. I want to give you the last.
Your employer,
but isn't it anonymous, though? I mean,
no, it tracks
the employer. I mean,
according to the security firms, the Android devices actually identify the phone with the location. So if your Android operating system phone 1234, it says this phone 1234 was on at this day and time at the cancer clinic. The other possibility is Uncle Sam saying, we want to know every phone, every mobile device in this location at a certain time. Let's say, hypothetically, you were going to a house to play poker.
Other side of the coin, gentlemen, somebody has kidnapped me and I'm stuck in the trunk and I've got my iPhone and they can find me that way.
Well, listen, we've known for decades now, at least 2 decades, that there is a double-edged sword to information technology advances. On the one hand, it allows that information to pass back and forth more freely and more efficiently. On the other hand, it leaves tracks. And we have to sort of trust that those tracks will be used in the right way. The example you're using is a good way of it using. But if it's a
12-year-old kid that's been kidnapped.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, of
think
course.
of like the other side of this.
I would just like a clear statement as to exactly what the information is being used for. Is it to help cell phones connect with towers faster? Is it about connecting with the Wi-Fi? And if that's the reason, then why is the information being recorded as opposed to just being what's the recording purpose as opposed to the monitoring?
We're talking Apple and Google right now. Yes. But and to your scenario about kidnapped in the back of the trunk, they can already do that, triangulating a cell phone. And the cell phones, by the way, provide that information, whether it's an Apple iPhone or an Android device, because they know which tower you're connected to.
It just puts us in the awkward position of having to trust the Googles, the Apples, and the Facebooks with this very important information. Well, what does Google, Apple, and Facebook do? They make money.
Take it the next.
Why wouldn't they use that information to make more money?
Take it at the next step, though. There is a debate that has to occur. How much is legitimate? Because look, you have to have branded services delivered to you. If you're in a certain location and you like a certain store and they know your profile, send that to your iPhone. But you want the police to know where you are at every moment of every day, or have access to that? And do you trust the government with that info?
Well, it depends what I've done.
Well, I mean, come on, hey.
You never know. Adam Shapiro. Adam, thank you very much. Good story.
It seems to me like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny brings families out to the malls. Can you comment a little bit about online Easter shopping? I know it's a very powerful thing. Come Christmas time, does it have much of an effect this time of year for Easter?
It's going to have a big effect in sorting out the winners and losers. Consumers are increasingly spending their money online. A lot less consumers are expecting to spend money on discount stores. So you're seeing a big benefit for companies like 1-800-Flowers that have a strong online presence.